Favorite Tajiri moment. I love the Green Mist. Him and Jonathan Coachman, or with the one he did with Triple H. Let's not forget. Remember the trial of Eric Bischoff.
Mm-hmm.
But Tajiri, I love his excitement. Really good wrestler in ring. Fun though. Like him a lot. I just love watching him on WWE Raw, man. So big ups to Tajiri.
The Japanese
Mm.
buzzsaw. I remember they used to call
Oh,
him that. Japanese buzzsaw.
one of the most underrated nicknames.
Yeah, that was Tajiri. I never forget him. It was him, William Regal, and the Undertaker. And I said he's gonna break character before it's all said and done. And what was going on, you know what segment I'm talking about. What was going on is the Undertaker and William Regal were talking. And Sarah was in the room. Well, the Undertaker's ex-wife was in the room, and he was talking to William Regal. That the whole time, Tajiri is going into this real look, like real acting out, and eventually he stood up on the bed. And I never forget. Right before he got to talking to him, before he started acting, I remember Undertaker say, "Hey, what the hell's his problem?" And then he said, "Oh no, don't worry about him. He could." The oddest couple, people talk about Booker T and Goldust. I think the odd couple of the WWE had to be Tajiri and William Regal. You had this real buttoned up bow tie type of guy sipping tea and real business like versus Tajiri. He wanted to be around the ladies. He was always having fun, getting in trouble and all types of stuff. So yeah, that was good. That was the Japanese but that look, he was so underrated as a wrestler. That move list, especially the submission that he used to do on the ropes. That
The
was
tarantula.
yes, that was theater. As much as he was a spectacle as far as leading up to things, he was a master in that ring. So Tajiri was amazing, man. Tajiri was amazing, man. But I have to say, man, every time he hit the tarantula, that was my favorite moment because I had never seen anything like that. I had never seen anything like that. People talk about the mist and stuff like that, but the fact that he was able to get people on that and wear them down, that was something to behold. So every time he did the tarantula, I was amazed, man. So that's my Tajiri moment.
BRF.
Favorite Tajiri moment. Peak Tajiri was ECW Tajiri. I mean, I enjoyed the entertainment factor of Tajiri and WWE. You know, winning the cruiserweight title. Um, but yeah, peak Tajiri for me. My favorite Tajiri for me is ECW Tajiri. Like the 3-way dances he had with him and Lil Guido and Super Crazy. Some of those matches just they like if you weren't a wrestling fan and if you were a casual, you weren't necessarily a wrestling fan at the time, and you wanted to watch some matches that could kind of get you into it. Watch any of the 3-way dances that Tajiri, Super Crazy, and Lil Guido had before Guido became a Nunzio. Just watch those matches. Like some of the things Tajiri would do in ECW, just because of how much how known he is as a striker. Like one of my favorite moments, he was wrestling. If I'm correct, he was wrestling Super Crazy, and I think it was one of those 3-way dances. I think they had already eliminated the first guy. So, anyways, so there's a table set up in the middle of the ring, and Super Crazy is on the outside of the ring, propping himself up because he's tired. You know, they've had a grueling match. They're tired, so he's laying and he's propping on the table. Leave it to Tajiri, his genius in terms of his striking, to just front drop kick the edge of the table into his face. like, like I said, peak Tajiri was ECW Tajiri. Just the innovation in his offense. Just yeah, like I mean, and he put on banger matches in ECW. Like before, like I said before, he kind of bit the Japanese entertainment curse, which is WWF, WWE. Like when he was like serious competitor, like some of the matches he had was some of the best. The main event guys in ECW, what like I said, whether it was super crazy, whether it was somebody like Justin Credible at the time who was ECW world champion, Lance Storm, RVD, Jerry Lynn, like it didn't matter at the time. Like Tajiri could, Tajiri was like one of the show stealing types. I wish when he got to WWE they use him a little more in kind of a serious capacity, because if they just turned him loose, like some of the matches he would have put on would have just been tremendous and legendary. So yeah, my favorite Tajiri moment is much ECW Tajiri. I felt like that was the peak of his powers. He was the most entertaining, but you took him serious. He was just like like in terms of like wrestling and all that stuff. Like Tajiri to me is like the ultimate assassin as far as like in the wrestling ring. So I always loved him. So yeah, my favorite Tajiri moment is basically his ECW run and some of the really good matches he had and some of the craziness he did. Just yeah, Tajiri in ECW was just so many levels compared to like what he was in WWE. Even though he was good, yeah, that Tajiri in ECW was like something. He was special. Like he was something special.